But first, coffee. Okay, so here I'm moisturizing my face. I do have slight acne, so what I do every morning is I take a warm rag and wipe my face with it. And then I follow it with this formula called Twineo. It's a mixture of tretinoin and benzoyl peroxide, and it's supposed to dry out the face to keep the acne from recurring, and the tretinoin is supposed to help with lightening the dark spots on the sides of my face. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and rub that in on the right side of my face, and then I'm going to do it again on the left side. And then once this is completely rubbed in, I'm gonna take next the Oil-Free Acne Moisturizer by Neutrogena. It is the pink grapefruit scent, and I'm gonna use that and wipe that on my face, concentrating on my T-zone and on the nasal creases. Time out. Contacts in. And next we're on to the eyebrows. Okay, so for this section, I had to add a time lapse into the brow portion because this took roughly about 30 minutes to do. So for that reason, I went ahead and did an entire video solely on how I do my eyebrows. This part's gonna seem a bit counterproductive because we just spent all that time doing eyebrows, but what I'm doing here is taking a makeup wipe and wiping off all the excess concealer. And the reason why I do that is because I don't like the halos around my brows and on my forehead. So I do what I can to take off as much as I can without messing up the brow makeup, because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna put foundation on top of that, and I just don't want it to look like I have all this makeup caked onto my face. So that's why I have the makeup wipe right now. It'll make sense when the look is complete. Next is the eyeshadow. So what I'm doing here is taking some concealer and priming my eyelids with it. I do have eyelid primer, but I prefer concealer. I just feel like it does the same thing as primer, and I don't have to use as much. So we're just dabbing concealer into the eyelids so that I can get the eyeshadow to pop a little bit more. So once we're finished dabbing in the concealer, we take the Color Workshop palette, and I'm using the light brown in the middle to do my creases and my outer corners. I'm not the best at eyeshadow. It's actually probably one of the parts of makeup that I still struggle with, but I do what I can to make it look a little bit decent. So please forgive me if I didn't do it correctly. I messed up a little. Okay, so next I'm taking the Color Workshop palette again. I have a second palette with different colors, and I use the gold to just highlight the brow bone. Again, I'm not the best at this, but I did what I could. I do like the natural sun-kissed glow, which is why I picked that gold to go on the brows and the inner corners. Okay, and here is where we do the eyeliner. So I was going for a conservative / subtle eyeliner wing. Usually when I go to work, the wing that I do for eyeliner isn't as wide as this ended up turning out to be. And I think the reason is because I was using an eyeliner pen instead of a brush. And for those of you who use both, you know that the pen doesn't have as much give as the brush. So I did what I could to make it work and still make it look a little bit conservative. But overall, I have to be honest, I wasn't really happy with how this turned out. So once again, I wasn't very happy with how this was turning out. So what I'm doing here is attempting to salvage the look that I messed up. It was kind of a wide wing, but I did what I could to make it work. And next we're gonna go ahead and do the wing on the right eyelid. And next we're gonna go ahead and do the mascara. I hope you remember this product. I did a mini Dollar Tree haul and this mascara appeared in that video. I'm very impressed with how well this went onto my lashes. I remember saying before in that video that I wasn't sure, and I think the reason I wasn't sure was because I had already had mascara on top of my lashes, so it wasn't going on as well as I wanted it to. Now that I'm done with my eyes and my eyebrows, next is time to apply the foundation, so the scarf has to come off. And of course, I'm going to start with priming my face with the primer by Il Makiage. This stuff is very nice. It goes on very smooth and makes your skin feel like silk. So just rubbing that in on my forehead and on the sides of my face, my nose. Try to get it on all of my face so that I have a nice blank canvas to start with. Please excuse the funny face I'm making as I apply the primer. Foundation next. This is once again by Il Makiage. This is one of my go-tos. They definitely made a believer out of me. I don't know if you've done the swatch online. They did this around COVID, like when the lockdown was still going on. But basically, you take a test online and then you answer the questionnaire, and they send you a sample of what they believe your shade is. And when I tell you this was like 99.999% accurate, I freaked out. In a good way, of course. And I have not looked back since. So this is definitely a foundation that I like. And I'm not getting paid to tell you that. This is just what's been my experience. I definitely recommend this. And next we're going to take a blending brush and blend all of the foundation in until you can no longer see the lines. Next, we're gonna put on the concealer, and the brand is, you guessed it, Il Makiage once again. Concealer is pretty tricky for me because I have moles on my face and on my body in general. So the one that you see the most is the one that's under my right eye. It's my biggest insecurity that I'm the most proud of. So me trying to use concealer, I use it very lightly because I don't want to cover my moles. So that's kind of why I don't use that much. But again, once we apply the concealer, we're going to just blend it in until you can no longer see the lines. So I put on a lot of highlighter onto that brush. So what I was doing was trying to just dab it on lightly, and then I took the fan brush and tried to spread it around a little more. But again, once I finish using the product, I take the mini blending brush and just blend that all in. So I'm being careful to rub that in and spread it around without it looking like I put on too much highlighter. You might actually recognize this highlighter. This is another product that made an appearance in my last video, which I'll show right here. The LA Colors highlighter. All right, now it's time to add the lip color. This is my favorite part because it doesn't take as much time as everything else. So I'm just applying lightly to the bottom lip and then a simple rub in, and that's it. And last but not least, we're gonna use some setting spray to hold it all together. And off to work I go. Bye-bye.